your horror movie podcast.
Pumpkinhead.
All right, welcome back, Hack Stab Slash. It's your boys, Hacky, Stabby, and some dude down there.
Just Justin.
One of these days, he's gonna follow me up in sequence and not like an Adam Scheffner delay. This week we're doing Pumpkinhead from 1988, and let me tell you something about this movie real quick.
Today, Junior.
I forgot what I was gonna say. I was on a roll and I was just winging it, but
I love rolls.
I was like, was that real? I thought you were gonna bust into a skit.
I was trying to. I was trying to go hard. I was trying to go hard in the paint, and I fucked it up.
Oh, Walker Flop.
Had either one of you guys ever seen this movie before?
Yeah, very long time ago.
Very long time ago, and I was so hammered. So I literally remember having it rented in my room, and I remember drank way too much that night and watched it with
vodka,
a few people.
Vodka and Sprite.
Probably. So I don't. So I do remember like certain things about it, but it's been a while. I was very excited to rewatch it.
Same night.
I haven't seen this since before DVDs were a thing, so I'm in that same boat, dudes. Yeah. What was Waterboy? What was your expectation rating going back into this?
Honestly, I was probably gonna give it like a 5.
Shoot, all right. I don't even know why I fucking asked you. All right, moving on. Justin, how you feeling?
God. I would say my expectation was probably going to be like about a 6.4 because there's certain parts I remember really liking about it, and there's certain parts I just don't remember about it. But I remember some things. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that being really cool. I remember thinking when I did watch it that it looked really cool. I remember thinking like, oh wow, the imagery was cool. So I'm going to say it was like a 6.4.
I'm right there with you, dude. I was expecting about a 6.5. Like we had talked about off air, Justin.
Yep.
I know I've seen this movie. I seen it when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But for some goddamn reason, dude, I could not remember a single thing about it at all. Like I remember the creature, I remember the actors. I just could not remember the storyline. I could not remember how things happened. It was like one of those movies that like I had to delete from my memory to make room for more memories. Like my memory bank was full and it could not compute.
Yeah,
much like exactly. Literally me. My wife was the same way. She said she's seen this movie, but she could sort of remember it, but remembered nothing.
I got so many damn thoughts about this movie. Let's just jump in.
Let's just fucking go in there. Waterboy, let's go.
All
right, let's
take it around.
All right, fine. So we got 3 minutes and 10 seconds of opening credits later.
Did you count every one of those?
I sure fucking did, dude.
I did. Honestly, I'm like full Waterboy. I'm like half this fucking turn is the credits.
Dude, I started rewatching this morning, bro, and I put it on with the credits. I walked my kid to the bus stop. We counted to 100. I put him on the bus, and I came back, and I was like, oh, cool, it's still credits.
I feel like Wishmaster's like that too. I feel like there's a few horror movies that just like are ridiculous like that. But anyway, go ahead.
I was watching James Bond or something. We get a timestamp of 1957 with the dad getting the shoddy ready and the mother tending to her son with something going down. We get glimpses of a man running through the woods and getting grabbed and mauled by something. It's going down.
I'm yelling, help me.
Pumpkinhead coming by something and managing to get away and go ask that family for help, which they won't let in because they don't want to interfere. We get our first glimpse of Pumpkinhead himself throwing him around and a young Ed Harley watching Pumpkinhead kill that man.
The only thing that would have been better is if he started throwing candy corn and was like, yo, get him!
Yeah.
Fuck him up!
World Star! Jesus Christ. Present day bonding moments with Ed and his son over breakfast before heading up to open up their store. Breakaway to some college kids heading that way, drinking and driving, some stuff is about to take place. They make a stop at Harley's store with Gypsy, the dog, already not liking him. Joel already being
always listen to the dog. Always. Even the Taco Bell dog knew not to fuck around with the spider and sting.
Yep, 100%. Joel already being an asshole, saying the kids got Coke bottles for glasses, decides to take off on his dirt bike, where his brother Steve goes and joins him. Mr. Wallace shows up with a truck full of some of the dirtiest kids anybody's ever seen.
No, come on. Those kids were spotless, spick and span, Mr. Clean in the house.
Doing his daily pickup, in which Mr. Harley forgot it at his house and volunteers to go get it and bring it back to his place before dark. He leaves his son in charge of the shop while he goes to pick up the feed, and then Gypsy escapes out the door and starts chasing down the guys that are on the dirt bikes. And unaware of what was about to happen, Joel and his brother jump off the hill and swipe into the boy. Joel starts immediately freaking out, saying, "You can't get caught. He's been drinking. He can't get one more strike." And most of them just up and leave because why the fuck not? You know, you can hit somebody and just go.
Yeah, Joel needs to like take that bike and hit a tree real fast.
100%. To stay behind, and Steve stays behind until the father Harley gets back. When his dad finally gets back, he takes his boy and gives the biggest "you're gonna fucking die" look before driving off.
Oh fuck yeah! Before this whole thing even happened, that dad just did not like them. I don't know if you guys caught it. The second they made fun of his son's Coke bottle glasses, instead of giving the, you know, hospitality of holding the door open as the business owner, he doesn't just shut it, bro. He slams that shit, make sure they all hear it.
Joel still being an asshole, even taking the keys and locking up some of them in a closet so they can't leave. Harley arrives home.
Great person.
Oh my
God. Love to go
God.
camping with this guy.
Jesus.
Anyway, so yeah, this is actually just ridiculously sad. He gets home and he's like wiping the son's head. I'm still holding on, like maybe he's alive. Like, is he gonna be okay? Because at one point he even says like "Dad," and he's hugging him, and he like literally dies in his arms. So that's
fucking
okay.
heartbreaking.
That's
So
dark.
especially because this actor was crushing it. Like he killed it in this. Oh, he killed it. That's terrible. I did not mean that joke. I did not.
This kid was cute as fuck too. I'm just gonna put that out there. Like this kid, yeah,
dude. This is from '88, but he looked exactly like the kid from
like Jonathan Lipnicki.
Oh my
I thought that too.
This kid was awesome in his role, and he was like a really good actor. Like you really liked this kid a lot, and the chemistry between him and his dad was incredible. And anyway, so we see Mr. Harley now. He pulls up with this kid wrapped in the blanket, and he asks this guy about the woman in the mountain. He says, "Please, I need to know where she is. She has powers. Like, can you please help me?" And this guy says,
"She can't help your boy now.
She can't help you. Like, go home, bury your kid. Like, I'm super sorry, but like, she can't help you." So he as he drives away, that guy's son stops him, and he's like,
his fucking name is Bunt.
Yeah, some of the names.
Obviously, the dad doesn't know how to hit a single, so he bunts his way through life.
Bunt. So freaking Bunt stops him, and he says, "Look, she's named Haggis." And then Ed's like, "Show me." He's like, "I know where it is." And
never had haggis before.
No,
not too good.
And he's like, "All right, we'll get in the truck." And he goes, "All right, well, I'm only going halfway, and I will show you the rest." So they drive, and he yells, "Stop the truck!" Like he's already halfway, and he gives him directions to a cabin. He is driving out there, and just holy crap, he arrives, and I just want to say, like, it is so unsettling, eerie, the swampy imagery. I mean, this thing's got like a little bridge over to it. Like the atmospheric horror in this movie knocks it out of the park.
Bro, I love the set design so much.
It even made my wife say, like, I love the way these old movies. My wife even hates CGI, dude. Like, just the way they get these sets set up.
Yeah,
amazing.
Oh, every single person involved in this movie, from creature design to, like you said, from set stuff or cinematography.
I mean, I got a fun fact that I'm not going to burn until the end, but I know why you love this whole setup. I'll touch on that later.
All right. Yeah, there's some awesome fun facts for this. But anyway, so he carries his son, and he walks in there, and we see her facing away from him, and basically she says raising dead is not in her power. I'm already terrified. She looks so freaking scary. There are tarantulas around. There is mice. There was owls. He is giving her coins, like all the coins. He's like, "Look, I got every single thing here.
Yeah, everything I have. I don't have any more. Please take it all."
Yeah, when we see her face, she looks like she's 127, maybe going 131.
She looks like haggis taste.
Friggin' old. And he goes, "The city folk killed my son and left him." And she goes, "All right, well, there's an old graveyard where the ashamed kin of the buried were there. Bring a shovel and bring them back to me." And he says, she says, "There's a few things I have to do to him before it's any use to you." And he's like, "Okay, well, how am I supposed to know, like, what I'm looking for?" And she says, "Oh, you'll know.
You'll know."
So it is game on.
Leave the boy.
And as he's walking out there, just once again, just double down on all the stuff I said earlier about the imagery. We got wolves howling. We see a friggin' pumpkin patch now. And there is like this raised grave, like this big, like raised grave thing. And he goes up there and he is digging and he starts to see the corpse of something.
It almost looks like it's buried inside of a giant tree stump. It's just
I was gonna say it almost looks like a stump or something, like a tree stump. And we do a quick flash to the group now, and basically one of them has a shotgun right now, and they're all panicking what to do. Right back to Ed now, and Ed is back with the body now, and he's carrying it, and he's like, "What is this?" And she's like, "It's what you want, pure vengeance." And it is clearly some kind of demon or something she's like about to conjure or do something with. She cuts Ed and his son to mix some blood in with her little potion bowl there or whatever. And as this thing's happened, Ed starts to feel stuff. He like faints and falls over. And this thing starts moving. And this thing starts growing like real fast. It
grows exponentially fast.
Oh, I just gotta say, when it first like was coming to life, it looked like Sam from fucking Trick or Treat.
Yeah, when it's like little.
Especially because it did have the burlap sack over it.
Exactly. And this is scary as fuck. Like this transformation scene or just growing scene, so scary. And literally, like she says, now it begins. Like you can go.
We need more of this shit in modern day horror.
Dude, it's so creepy. Like this is terrifying. He takes this is a dark movie. He takes his son and he friggin' leaves. And you can tell he's like already a mess. Like he already almost crashes on the way out. And then he has like a vision of his friggin' son like being alive. Like the dude
sits up, Daddy, what did you do?
Oh, like it is. You could already tell it's like not going great. And then we see him burying his son next to his wife, and now it's time to pay. So we see the cabin now. We go back to the cabin and see the group, and Maggie is in like a weird trance or something. She like walks out of the house like into the woods, and Steve is with her.
This scene is fucking god awful, dude. I'm sorry, it is so bad.
They're acting together.
Dude, him like stuffing the cross in front of her face and being like, "If you believe now and come back to me."
Yeah, it was so corny.
Like none of y'all know the fucking boy is dead right now. None of you guys know that your lives are in peril. Yeah. All you know is that some drunk idiot sideswiped a child on a fucking dirt bike, and for all you know, he's got a couple of broken ribs and he's fine.
Yeah, well, clearly
she's like losing it.
Well, she's clearly something's happened. She's in like the trance of God or something. I don't even know. But Steve's with her. Steve does all that crazy stuff, and then Steve is a friggin' tack. He is just like lifted into the air, and as this is happening to him, we see like Ed is also being affected. This you cut back to Ed, and Ed is like falling on the ground, like rolling around and like convulsing almost as this is happening. And Steve is getting fucking tossed around. He is getting the shit kicked out of him. We zoom back to the cabin now, and now they let the other two out of the closet, and the two of them go running out with the shotgun. And we leave the three girls now are in the cabin, and we got an awesome scene of like almost like lightning flashing, and we see like Pumpkinhead just like lurking, walking past the window. So badass. And as they go outside the cabin, we see Steve's body now is like hanging upside down from that, and it just gets pulled way up. It's just like gone. And then all of a sudden we see Maggie right there. And this scene is so badass. The giant Pumpkinhead hand grabs like her head, her whole face, like
and pulls her across the house.
Yeah, it just pulls her up across the friggin' house. And as it gets her, she's like, it slashes her face in like the sign of a cross. And once again, like you see Ed feeling this, and then I'm just gonna kick it to Sean just to take it away and just carry us out here.
Well, God can't help you now. Bye-bye, Maggie. Tracy starts to chase after her and attempts to save her. And like Justin said, this thing is like, it's using its like finger talons, if you will, or like pumpkin vines for fingers or something to like mark up her face. Like he's designing fucking bloody art on her head. And we see Ed back with Haggis now, and he's begging her to make it stop. And she's like, you can't do anything about it now. And he's like, well, fuck you, pretty much. Like, I'm going to do what I need to do. I'm going to make sure this thing dies. And she kind of like hints at like, you know, if you get in the way, dude, you're going to pay the ultimate sacrifice. Like this will happen. And Justin said that there's like a storm, but there's not a storm. And it's almost like this storm is secluded to wherever Pumpkinhead is. So it kind of gives you like he's in the area. The lights flicker. There's lightning. There's rain. There's like all kinds of crazy wind. And we see Joel is just in a panic. And then I don't know if you guys love this, but Pumpkinhead, it's got to be like one of my favorite characters. Bro has Maggie's head in his hand and he's like ducking under the window and he's holding it up like she's asking for help. And then he like slowly smushes it and like rubs it around and then pushes her through the window. Like, dude, he's having fun doing this and he's fucking with the group. Dude, I love it so much.
Crazy scene right there.
My God.
Now, Joel then runs outside and he comes face to face with him. And he also sees that the dirt bike's trashed and he starts panicking. So he runs back inside and immediately he's greeted by Pumpkinhead. They come face to face and he tosses Joel like the punk ass bitch he is. And then he takes Kim by the head and he pulls her out of the cabin. But then he scales a tree and brings her all the way to the top. And he's letting everyone watch this like she's some fucking Christmas ornament. And then he just lets her go. And this is easily like a 50-foot drop. Easily.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that scene, I don't know if you guys seen it, but when she hits the rock down there, it almost reminded me of like Midsummer. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah.
But there's got a really crazy scene in there with that.
So Ed now is trying to play a hero and he regrets everything that he did. So he shows up at this cabin. He's got a rifle in hand. He's ready to just fucking dominate and take over. And it starts to set in with him. Like, not only is he seeing this shit through Pumpkinhead's eyes, but he's seeing, like, he sees Steve's dead body and he's like, oh shit, like this is the damage I'm creating because I'm hurt and I'm grieving right now over a simple accident. And then we see the remaining 3 city slickers. They're running around the woods. They're literally beating on the cabins and they're begging for anyone to help them. And this guy like shows up and they're trying to break into his truck and he's like, get off my land. And he cocks a shotgun at him and they're like, please, dude, help us. Like there's something after us. We need to get out of here. Can we just please use your truck? And he goes, nah, I ain't helping you. You guys are marked. So obviously all these town folk or the countryside folk, they know exactly what's going on. They know better than to interfere. And then Pumpkinhead shows up and just before he can do any more damage, Ed shows up as well. And he starts pumping his ass full of shells. And I love this scene, dude, because Pumpkinhead falls down and it's almost like he needs a minute. He hits the ground and Joel's dumbass walks up and starts kicking him, and you hear one of the other group members just scream like, don't do that, dude. You don't know if he's dead. And Joel pumps, it looks like he shoots it into the back of his sack on the back of his head, puts a rifle round in the back of his head and goes, well, he's dead now. And just as he says that, dude, Pumpkinhead, still playing dead, reaches out and grabs him by the leg and just starts fucking him up. And we get Joel on a stick because he uses the rifle and puts it right through his fucking gut.
Fuck yeah.
So, guys, I don't know if you're keeping count, but now we're down to 2. They're running through the settlement of shacks in the woods and they're still begging for help. And none of these people are willing to do anything. And we see Mr. Wallace talking to his kids and he says, Pumpkinhead only kills what he was called upon to kill. That and anyone who gets in his way. So you stay put and you'll be fine. Y'all need to go to bed now. The animals will be fine. Don't worry about it. But Bunt, being Bunt, doesn't believe this and he wants to sneak out because he says he wants to help these people, but we all know he just wants to see if the legend is real. Bunt gets his way outside and he tells our remaining 2 city slickers of the tale of Pumpkinhead. Chris and Tracy now start to own up to what happened to Ed's son, and just before they can come to terms with this little boy dying and not just being injured, Pumpkinhead makes a guest appearance and he starts to chase them again. Oh, he doesn't really like chase them. They fucking run away and he just looks like he's having fun. Ed begs Wallace for help now, basically and Wallace kind of tells him like, hey man, you called on Pumpkinhead now. You can kindly go fuck off. Like, don't bring my family into this. I told you not to go up there. We see our small group of survivors now make it to the edge of their like cabin or wherever they were staying, and all of their vehicles are trashed. Like their GMC Jimmy looks like something straight out of Dare Camp 86. Like whatever was there, turned the shit over, bent it in half, crumbled it up.
Yep.
And there's just one of the dirt bikes is pristine. It's sitting there on a kickstand, ready for Chris to hop on. So he fires it up and like an idiot, dude, starts revving the engine. And it looks like he kicks it into gear to take off, and the bike's going nowhere. And we see Pumpkinhead's ass pop up, dude, with the chain for the bike in his hand, and he's fucking laughing at him.
Crazy.
No, he's laughing at him like you're an idiot. Like,
Fucking
you
idiot.
really think I would destroy the cars and then leave you something to get the hell out of here? Come on, bro. I've been doing this shit for centuries. Let's go. Get real. So he rips Chris off the bike and just throws him off to the side. And Ed bumps into the remaining kids and they get together and they hop in Ed's truck to take off. Tracy starts pleading her case at the barn to Ed about how it was all an accident and they wanted to call for help. And they even left Steve behind to like make sure this kid was okay. And it was really an accident and they didn't know he was going to die. She's really heartbroken about it. She begs for Ed to call it off. And Ed, igniting a flamethrower like a fucking badass, says he can't call it off, but he sure as hell can send it back to where it come from. Pumpkinhead breaks into this closet now and he's got Bunt by the head. And then we see Ed, he's geared up and he's starts looking possessed. Like I love this transition. He gets the same kind of eyes, if you can see right here.
Yeah,
he gets the same kind of eyes as Pumpkinhead. And it's like these two, the more Pumpkinhead kills and comes closer to seeking full vengeance, Ed just becomes consumed with everything that Pumpkinhead's doing. And Ed wants to fight. So on his way out, he actually like kind of shoulder checks a pitchfork unintentionally, and that shit goes right through his rotator cuff. And we see it hurts Pumpkinhead. So whatever hurts Ed actually hurts Pumpkinhead. Whatever they do to Pumpkinhead really doesn't bother him because like it's one of those like voodoo type things, if you will. And Tracy now has to fight for her life. Like this is actually, I think it's Justin's background is the scene I'm talking about where Tracy, yeah, she's got the flamethrower and she's fighting Pumpkinhead, dude, and she lights his ass up. And to no avail, Pumpkinhead just keeps coming. And we see Ed go into his truck and he grabs a revolver and he puts it to his head and he pulls the trigger, trying to kill himself. And unfortunately, they both appear to drop dead, but Ed didn't really quite get the job done because he's still alive. And now Pumpkinhead is back up and in full effect. He starts going after Tracy. And Chris is still alive, and Pumpkinhead is just ready to tear these people to shreds. And we see Ed literally begging Tracy to kill him. It's the only way to stop this beast. And she's coming to like an inner battle with herself, and she decides, all right, pulls the trigger. She puts Ed out of his misery, and we see Pumpkinhead drop to the ground like a sack of potatoes. And within seconds, this fucking thing burst into flames. We go back now, and we see Haggis, our old witch. She's now back to the pumpkin patch and she's burying what appears to be a new Pumpkinhead. And if you guys remember from earlier in the movie, when Ed's son makes him that necklace, I don't know if this new Pumpkinhead is Ed
I think it might
Billy.
be.
Or if it's Billy. It's got to be one of the two. Because remember when Ed tried to actually no, Ed did bury Billy, so it's got to be Ed because he had that necklace on.
Yep, it's definitely Ed. Like after he died, he changed into the
So he's going to become the new Pumpkinhead, and we get end credits.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
that is a fucking wild ass movie.
Woo. Damn.
Right, who wants to go first? Waterboy, you want to touch on some shit first? Or you want Dustin to go?
Honestly, I'm so glad that I rewatched this. I'm actually gonna probably purchase a couple of the next movies. The later ones I'm not sure about yet. But I mean,
it looks like a lot of them are streaming for free on Tubi right now, and I think that's probably with the Halloween season coming up.
Yeah, and I'm so glad that I watched this again. I love Pumpkinhead, like the way they did this movie, the way they did his suit, makeup, all that stuff. He's an awesome freaking monster, and I absolutely love this. I'm gonna give this movie an 8.2 in my book just because I love creature features like this and it being classic. Oh,
let's go. Oh, he loves it. Let's do it.
He loves all them lights and sounds because boy, was this movie lighting and boy, was it sounding.
It was sounding so good, dude.
All right, Justin, what you got for us, babe?
All right, holy shit. Atmospheric as fuck. I will go as far as say that this is elite atmospheric, like fall Halloween atmospheric watch. Unbelievable. It is eerie. The creature looked great. This is a dark movie, and I mean more, not just how it's filmed. This story is freaking great. And there's so many like of those 80s slashers, especially in like the late 80s, that are so ridiculous and over the top. The ones like I love, but they have tons of campiness in it. This had like a little bit of that with a little bit of bad acting, like funny acting and everything. But this story was like dark. I mean, this was like a tragic tale, and it was so good. I love this movie. I give it a 8.1.
All right, this movie sucked. I'm gonna give it a 1.5.
Oh shit! All right, I'm
All
over.
right. Hey, all right, guys. Have a good one.
I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna touch too much on this movie because Justin, you kind of took the words out of my mouth. Waterboy,
Yeah.
same thing, dude. I completely forgot about this movie, and I'm ashamed to admit that I completely forgot about this, haven't seen it before,
Yeah,
because it is such an elite Halloween movie. Granted, it is 88. Granted, like it does show its age, but with the practical effects, dude, they still stand up. This creature is amazing. It's very dread and dark, and just you feel for these characters, and your heart breaks for this boy. So I'm gonna give this shit a solid 8.1.
Whoa. 8.1 from me,
8.1.
8.1 from you, 8.2 from Waterboy. Did we all
This-
become best friends?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yup.
No, like that's what I'm saying. Like this movie does make you feel shit because, like, dude, the character building in that first, like, I don't even know, 15 minutes or something when you see like the dad
Yeah.
with the son and
So,
everything.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
it
dude,
it was such a good bonding moment. Like it was just so perfect together. It was almost like they were really father and son.
And I'll
Yeah.
just say right now, like Lance Hendrickson, like fucking legend. That dude's career is unbelievable. The amount of films that guy's been in, and just even in this movie, like he comes across even in the like a tough dad, but at the same time, like you can feel the love so much from his kid, and it's so you literally like realize why he does what he does, and then you realize he actually even is a good person because afterwards you could tell he regrets it and is like, holy
Mhm.
shit, like what have I done? So like
So
it's
good.
like this
Like
actually has, like, a
instantly,
really
the
good story.
first,
Yeah.
not even kill, dude. The first interaction, he was like, "Nope, nope, I can't do this."
Mhm.
Yeah. This
When you
isn't
say
just a-
Lance Henriksen, just real quick, Justin,
yeah.
when you say low key horror legend,
Oh,
like I know he's had a lot more leading roles, but his acting career is so vast and so wide across the horror community, bro. Him and Lin Shay are like fucking side by side. Granted,
Yeah.
Lin Shay has a lot more smaller roles and she's more diverse that way, and he's got more leading roles. But these guys, even if you're not a horror fan and you don't follow actors and you don't do anything like that, the second you see him, instantly your brain goes, "I know him from somewhere.
yeah,
I've
it's
seen
one
him
of
in
those
something."
things. He's been in over like 200 films. Dude, he's been in the Scream movie, the Terminator movies. I mean, this dude has been in so
I mean,
many movies. It's
you
unbelievable.
can't forget him being in Aliens back in
I was just gonna, I was,
1986
yeah,
too.
I was gonna say he was in Aliens. He plays the android.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gosh. So this dude's been in an Alien franchise.
So he's
Terminator
been in
franchise.
space, Justin.
He's been in
been in
Scream.
He's
space.
been
He's been in
around so
Pumpkinhead.
long that they had to put his ass in space.
Crazy. And just one more thing about the 80s. Like there's so many 80s slashes that I still love, but they're almost like half copy, like repeat, like oh, like Cabin in the Woods, this is like a camp or something. Dude, this storyline is wild. Like this is like such a cool, unique story. And that still has the awesome 80s feel. So like, yeah, go if you have not seen Pumpkinhead, like what are you waiting for? Go watch Pumpkinhead.
Right meow.
All right, you
Right
guys
now.
got any fun facts you want to touch on?
Oh, I
did
got a
just-
few. Oh,
I
sorry.
got
Go ahead, Bob. I got a few.
I wanted to put this one out there. So it was like a nursery rhyme almost for this whole Pumpkinhead thing, which they based this whole movie and series off of.
Yes.
That's like a
Yeah.
real thing. That's incredible.
It's a legitimate thing. Yeah, it was there's a poem out there
Mhm.
that they wrote. Well,
Yeah,
was
shut-
written, and this whole thing was like based around that.
What
Shout
the
out
kids
Ed
were
Justin.
singing, what the kids were singing in the movie about Pumpkinhead is the actual
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, literally written by a guy named Ed Justin. Then the movie was based off that. So shout out that dude.
Hell
Ed
yeah.
Justin Ed.
Two first
Just
names.
Justin,
Yeah, that
shouting
sounds
out Ed
weird.
Justin.
Yeah, Ed Justin, you're the man from Just Justin. Let's go. There's a lot of Justins right there.
Just
Sorry.
go ahead and give us some fun facts.
Oh, all right. I got some fun facts. All right. So let's just do a Halloween tie-in right off the bat. Because you know what? I stopped doing this because we're watching so many damn horror movies. I don't have time for this shit. But Michael Myers himself was in this movie. The guy who played Michael Myers, Halloween 2, Dick Warlock himself was one of the older guys in one of the cabins in this movie, and he literally plays Michael Myers in H2. So we got Michael Myers himself. Another guy, Howard Berger. He does creature
was good.
effects. And then, how was your burger? I didn't ask. Did you say how? Oh my dear God. Howard Berger, another legend, dude. I can't even tell you how many every single movie you've ever liked that has like a cool design, this guy's been in it, but he also did Halloween 5. So I'm just going to shout out that guy too. But if you look at literally every horror movie ever, I'm pretty sure this is I'm pretty sure this is the 11th movie on the podcast we've done that this guy's been around. And like I stopped counting and I'm actually not joking. So here's an awesome one about the cabin. Dude, the cabin that the group went to. This was friggin' the Jarvis house from Friday the 13th part
The final
4.
Chapter.
Like, how cool is that? That's pretty cool. And I want to say, let's see, I already got that. There's 4 films in this franchise. Obviously, this one, the second one, it was a direct-to-video, and the final 2 were TV movies. I haven't seen any of them, but I've heard a lot of bad stuff, and I've pretty much heard that you should only watch the first one. But I can't judge it. I've never seen it, so if you want to check all of them out, maybe check all of them out. And the girl, I don't know her name. Mayim Bialik, the girl that was like Blossom, and I think she was in some other show. Did I say it right?
No, not at all.
All right, you say it. Someone else.
I can't say it.
All right, the girl who played Blossom and other things. This was her film debut. She was one of the little kids. She was one of the little girls, obviously. And
if no one has any idea what Justin's talking about, it is Sheldon's girlfriend from The Big Bang Theory.
That's where I'm. That's yes. Thank you guys. I need some help with my TV stuff because I don't really watch TV. What else do I got? We got there's 2 songs based off this movie. There's one by the Misfits called Pumpkinhead. I'm not gonna lie, I've missed it. I never heard it, but let's talk about the good one. If you guys have ever heard the horror rapper Boondocks, he's got a song. This is about Pumpkinhead. Dude, check it out. The most evilest song ever. So go type in Boondocks and listen to Pumpkinhead. Awesome song inspired this movie. Badass. Seriously, stop. Why are you even listening? It's such a good song. I wouldn't even just say that. It's fucking so good. I'm gonna listen, but I need to keep talking. After that, what else do I have? I got nothing else. I just fucking love this movie. I'm getting more amped up as I talk. Sean, what do you have for this movie?
So Lance Henriksen was so devoted to this role that he actually went around and gathered all of the silver dollars by himself, visiting several pawn shops in the local area that he uses to pay haggis. And he even said some of them fell through the floorboards, and he's pretty sure they're still there to this day. The costume that Florence Scheffler wore as Haggis weighed about 65 pounds. So all that makeup really added up fast. This is also Stan Winston's directorial debut. Pumpkinhead doesn't really resemble a pumpkin. It gets its name from the fact that summoning it involves digging up a corpse in a buried pumpkin in a pumpkin patch. And my last fun fact, when I say always listen to the dog actor Mushroom did all of his own stunts for this film, and he also did all of his own stunts in Gremlins 4 years previously. So this dog is
horror
elite.
dog legend. Horror dog
Let's
legend.
go.
Let's go.
Oh my gosh.
All right, Hack Stab Slash. That's it. It's a wrap. We're done. I'm Hacky. That's Stabby. This dude down here.
Just Justin. Have the best day ever.
Join us as we drop 12 more consecutive podcasts on our 13 episodes of Halloween.
In a row.
Let's go.
Smash our buttons. Subscribe. Show us some love. We'll love you back. Let's go. Have the best October ever.
Later.
Ah.